Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the juiciest topics the Wicked fandom has ever whispered about. The truth behind all the A-list celebrities who desperately wanted to be in Wicked, but didn't make the final cut. Now that Wicked and Wicked for Good are taking over the world, and honestly, our hearts, it's wild to look back and realize that the movie we ended up with is not the movie we almost got. Wicked could have looked totally different. Your favorite pop stars, Disney icons, Broadway legends, and even one of the biggest artists on the planet came this close to joining the cast, and still didn't make it to Oz. And trust me, when you hear who almost played Glinda, Elphaba, and Fiyero, you'll never watch the movie the same way again. Before we jump in, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss our Wicked videos. All right, let's get into it. Here are the celebrities who begged for Wicked and still got rejected. Let's start with the name that had the entire internet convinced she would float into Oz in a giant pink bubble, Dove Cameron. Dove has been very open about the fact that she auditioned for Wicked, and she described the process as one of the most intense, exhausting, emotionally draining auditions she's ever done. She didn't reveal the exact role, but let's be real. We all know Glinda was the dream for her. And honestly, she was so close. Dove is a musical powerhouse. She starred in the Descendants movies. She has killer vocals. She dominated in Hairspray Live, and she has a very real connection to Glinda herself, Kristin Chenoweth. Kristin literally played her mom in Descendants and Schmigadoon, and the two are so similar that fans constantly joke they must actually be related. Kristin has publicly hyped Dove's talent for years. So many fans assumed she was destined for Glinda. Imagine that alternate universe, Dove Cameron as Glinda. It almost happened, but when the final decision came around, the role went to Ariana Grande. Now let's talk about someone who shockingly came even closer to becoming Glinda, Amanda Seyfried. Amanda revealed that during the same period she was filming The Dropout, she was also auditioning for Wicked. Yes, while playing Elizabeth Holmes, dealing with that intense voice, that brutal filming schedule, and the pressure of carrying a limited series. She was running off on weekends begging for the chance to be Glinda. She said she worked weekends and bent over backward because she wanted it so badly. Amanda even auditioned in person while filming another show. That's how serious she was. And to be fair, she would have been incredible. Her musical work in Mamma Mia and Les Miserables proved she has the vocals and the emotional depth to play Glinda. A video of her singing Popular once went viral, and even though it wasn't her official audition tape, fans could instantly picture her in pink. But in the end, after months of callbacks and prep, she didn't land the part. Cynthia Erivo later revealed that the actresses who screen tested for Glinda before Ariana were not her vibe, which led fans to speculate it might have been Dove or Amanda, though nothing was officially confirmed. Now let's move to the Wicked heartthrob role, Fiyero. The Jonas brothers went head-to-head for the exact same role. Nick Jonas revealed in an interview that he and Joe both auditioned for Fiyero and never talked about it publicly. Nick said, "I'm a huge fan of the show. It's a role I've always thought would be fun to play." Joe added that he told Nick, "Go in there and kill it. It has to be one of us." Nick had the acting background, Camp Rock, Broadway as a kid, and this isn't even the first musical he's auditioned for. Joe also has those Disney musical roots and the charisma to pull off a cheeky prince. Imagine the chaos if one brother booked Fiyero instead of the other. Imagine the family group chat. But in the end, the part went to Jonathan Bailey, and we're not mad about it. Jonathan Bailey absolutely owned this role. But long before he danced through life, there were some surprising, iconic names in the running, and one of them was Shawn Mendes. Yes, that Shawn Mendes. There was a moment when Wicked was still under original director Stephen Daldry, and Shawn Mendes was one of the names being considered for Fiyero. It makes sense. He has the voice, the stage presence, and the romantic lead energy. Imagine him singing that slow, flirtatious, dancing through life motif. Imagine him as the carefree prince of shiz. It almost happened. Now let's talk about the biggest what if in Wicked casting history. The original director for Wicked, Stephen Daldry, wanted Lady Gaga to play Elphaba. Yes, Lady Gaga. Imagine that movie, imagine those vocals. According to multiple reports, she was his first choice in 2016. They had meetings, discussions, planning sessions. Gaga was extremely close to being his Elphaba. But when Stephen Daldry left the project around 2020 because of scheduling and production issues, the entire vision shifted. John M. Chu stepped in with a different casting direction, leading to Cynthia Erivo's casting, which fans now can't imagine any other way. But imagine the alternate universe where Gaga played Elphaba and Shawn Mendes played Fiyero. Wicked would have been an entirely different beast. Here's a twist almost nobody expected. Before she was cast as Glinda, Ariana Grande actually auditioned for Elphaba. She prepared music for both roles because casting asked her to, even though she secretly knew in her heart that Glinda was her destiny. She said, "I always had an inkling that it would be Glinda, but people kept telling me they wanted me to read for both." Thankfully, she ended up floating in the bubble instead of riding the broom. It's impossible to imagine her anywhere else. Her chemistry with Cynthia was instant. They literally spent 5 hours talking the day they met. They promised to take care of each other through the whole filming process. And honestly, you can feel that in every single scene. And yes, they got matching tattoos to celebrate their partnership. For good on their palms, poppies on their hands, hearts on their legs, and Cynthia even added a witch's hat and broom. This is what Wicked does. It creates soulmates. Ryan McCartan, known from Disney's Liv and Maddie and Broadway's Heathers, also auditioned for Fiyero. What makes his audition unique is that he actually played Fiyero on Broadway during the show's 15th anniversary. He joked online about director John M. Chu not casting him even though he worked so hard. It was lighthearted, but you could feel the disappointment underneath. He already knew the role inside and out. Imagine how different the film would feel with a Broadway Fiyero on screen. Next up, the modern Broadway queen herself, Renee Rapp. Renee, known for playing Regina George in the Mean Girls musical and then in the movie, revealed she auditioned for Glinda. She didn't get the role, but she said nothing but positive things about Ariana. Fans had always imagined her as a fierce, chaotic Glinda, someone who could bring a modern twist to the character. She has the vocals, the comedic timing, and the personality she would have eaten. But she didn't end up getting the part, though fans still dream of Renee playing Glinda one day on stage. Staying in the Mean Girls universe, let's talk about Taylor Louderman, the original Regina on Broadway. Taylor auditioned for Glinda and later posted on Instagram saying, "Why did I even audition or think I had a chance?" Grunt in a very self-pity, funny way. She later wrote a touching message about how hard it is to pour your heart into an audition, knowing you might not get it. She said she cared too much this time, which honestly makes fans love her even more. She's insanely talented, and she would have made a stunning Glinda. But again, Ariana ended up taking the crown. Thanks for watching. Which celebrity do you wish had made it into the movie? Who's your favorite Wicked character? And what's your favorite Wicked song of all time? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next Wicked deep dive. See you in Oz!